It's blue on my map, so I don't know. Maybe there's just this particular observer. But I mean, I have never seen as horizontal a plane path as that ever. But anyway,
it's very
or vertical
horizontal.
even. Yeah, vertical. So, go on.
We talked hot drops, and well, what better than starting one up here? And to make things even worse, because hot drops are fine if you at least come up victorious without taking casualties. Here we've already seen one down on each side.
Quick to the start. I need to book up my ideas as well. We're talking over each other all the time. Okay, down to business, down to business. We've got ourselves Lyran moving on around here, getting on towards Odin very, very quickly. And as you say, this is, I mean, of all the places to actually hot drop, this is just this one small church location. Not exactly the most common of places. I suppose it is a linchpin position to try and then kind of scout out and have to be able to then rotate from this area. But yeah, very aggressive start from these two, and they're gone.
What makes it even more kind of head scratchy, I suppose we can call it, in lack of a better name, is that Juma is free.
List them right now.
I will make the best team while we see Lyran die. As I say that, Howl actually... Nope, no, I was going to say they need to come back up. They do. Lyran does find one. Yeah, it sure is. I mean, they're kind of... they read it right, as they're going to a compound with only one player in it. But do they know? You would have to imagine that now teams must hear the footsteps upstairs.
Must.
Oh, he's on the staircase now.
Holding the angle. And reinforcements far away. Ferris has got a lot of work to do here if FaZe makes a bit of a move on this.
He's looking out the window. He's alive. Yeah. Not a whole lot James can do in that situation. I thought with Ferris kind of running around a bit on the stairs, else James was landing, you would hear it, but didn't. And now clearly, I mean, Vex and Correction need to make a play. They cannot have another player inside their compound here.
Looking to attempt to clear him out here, but Ferris is not going to go down without a fight. Closes the door, the Sawn-Off comes out, goes for the spray, but no, Curex is right there, straight away, taking him out. And they completely realize after the initial engagement, yes, it's just a solo, let's flush this out fast. The anti-air tracers, you can see them are being gunned down from the north. And looks like they're going to go for Exalt's compound here. Exalt constantly just being dropped out by multiple players. Looker straight away onto Artex. And he's gone down. Finishes off by Ivers. Only Molodok now to really speak of anything. With the Sawn-Off, again, it's one of the most difficult to breach buildings. If somebody's at the top of these stairs, Ferris didn't do enough to be able to hold on to it. But maybe Molodok can.
He can. Sawn-Off only allowing for 2 shots. We might see a Sawn-Off duel here. As Mexi peeks the corner. Nope, doesn't quite commit to it. They know there's someone upstairs. I mean, Natus just been thrown down. Now, makes an dodge and weave. Get out of the way of that, Nate. There you go. But you have to imagine that the push is going to come through any second now.
Yeah, there's always that kind of equilibrium you've got to hit of... We have utility. We don't want to spend too much of it trying to dislodge this one person at the top of the stairs. So how much do you spend? Because people can bounce around between these rooms, dodging a lot of it, but he is out. He is gone.
I like the play from Entropiq too. They clearly jumped the building that they didn't see any cars in. Issue was that Exalt also came in without any vehicles. Here we see a bit of a rotation cut off, I like to call it, as AfterAlt just full speed sends it out from the compound. Block off Wu on their north side rotation. Well, and it works out. Parachutes are in the air. The players are trying to claim spots for themselves. Savim trying to fly forward, but as people come to learn, you get shot out in the air. There's no knocks falling on the ground. You simply just die.
Oh no, that's just not fair. That, you know, Brits attacking Brits. What's going on?
Well, able to get the knock, but no flushes so far. Same thing for Aether here as he pushes forward towards Monarch. 2 down already. That's Vasco and Mouse should be easy cleanups. There they are.
Here's Acend now moving in. Oh, dear me. HOWL has taken some major casualties because of all the chaos that this kind of caused. I mean, HOWL knew that there were multiple teams moving up here, but they have crumbled underneath it. It is difficult to hold that off. The torrent of people that are going to be coming up this hill. And Lazza, though, trying to finish it off, will be able to kind of clutch it out.
Now, let's see as Twisted Minds have been alerted to the push from Navi down below. And good thing for them is 2 of them have fallen already.
Definitely a lot of moments of trying to kind of bide your time there as Spiro up towards the high ground, trying to hold off against Navi. And some shots coming in from Lou here. Not being able to hit a huge amount. Beam is finishing off Vex on the other side of the circle as well. But this is a big battle at the moment. Doolin's taking out Uber, Uber's one of the guys that's always going to be pushing up close, and you've always got to be aware of it, and they very much were. So being able to shut him down is important.
Yeah, it's huge. Alia now trying to make the run off of that headshot coming through. You'd have to imagine that it's just one more bullet. Indeed it is. Perfectix finds it. And that's going to be Navi out in 12th place.
Fun times, fun times. Let's see. Beamy charging up the molly. I don't think that went far enough, but...
No, not.
Now we'll see how this goes on. DA still making D8 plays, but trying to get on through. Lou's able to get the first knock. Actually stolen away from Hello My Bad. Exhalation here. Still all alive. Trying to finish off whatever may come their way. Perfectix beaming from the other side here. So FUT has got a lot of problems going up against them. Especially question mark here. The lasers of Philfirst and Aduzi are able to cause major, major problems for FUT.
And that's what I was saying just before. As long as they have the smokes, they should be all right. But with Twisted Minds having such a good angle on them, it's just a matter of whether they're looking this way or not before they will be absolutely torn apart. And as you saw, torn apart they were. Just T-Bone left alive now as the remaining two FaZe players are slowly starting. I would imagine to try and creep up this way. They have to worry about Entropiq too, though. But now, with the amount of casualties gone up high, they have to make the play.
A lot of nades coming on in here. T-Bone trying to go for a little bit of a heal, whilst Gustav and Curexi are somehow still alive. They've been able to deal with adversity coming up this hill. But, I mean, even if you look at FUT, even if they go out now, I feel like FUT, there they go. But I feel like that's still a pretty impressive game from them, considering that they had to keep chasing circles, moving up this hill. It's not so bad.
Because as long as Twisted Minds are suppressing them, they can't do a whole lot. But with FaZe Clan now on the other side, things aren't exactly making them any easier.
I think the control for Twisted Minds just still exists quite considerably, especially if they are able to dislodge Clint. He's gone, AfterAlt's gone. Twisted Minds has had this high ground all game long, and look at how much oversight they have across all of this. Dante goes down. They can see the majority of the west side of the circle and just keep battering teams up here.
Once the nearby threats are dealt with, this just becomes a shooting gallery. DA, considering their start to the game, a 6-point game here ain't the worst that could happen. And, well, question mark, might as well just forfeit this one. Again, we're talking top 2 territory here. There's no good reason for you to give points away easy.
On the low ground, but if you get knocked here, whilst this circle is pushing on through and you have to find another place, it's going to be difficult. Look what's finally found, though. This was important. He was kind of that crux that everybody was going to be trying to deal with, considering Entropiq had that in the middle. Long-range shots coming in as well. Hello, my bad now. Actually, they have completely moved up towards the high ground here and trying to put the pressure on Twisted Minds, holding them out.
Look at this position they were able to claim off of forcing them up, off of their well-timed push up the hillside. Issue now is that, well, even though Twisted Minds is wounded, they're able to do a hell of a lot of damage in return still. FaZe dealt with, and this should be the time for Entropiq to make an aggressive play forward. Yep, Maxine able to find the first. Him and Nail up, sat up here together, hover hold blue. Gonna be very hard for them to get anywhere. Next with the nade lopped on over. Able to find one more. So that is them down and out. But in the meantime, Twisted Minds were able to get the rest back up to Perfectix.
Yes, they were. What a nade. That was a lot of damage coming in. Here comes more as well. Entropiq, for the most part, has been able to save a lot of the utility. And now they've wrestled that high ground position away. Absolutely raining down terror. They see Entropiq takes the first game. They're back, baby. With the 20 points to their name, they take game number 1. As we're seeing Exhalation dropping on towards Schofield. This is the problem with these wider splits now. Emergency pickups make you instantly vulnerable to a 4-man dropping down early on. And Schofield's gone.
Okay, trying to ride out, trying to split it out. Issue is Monarch caught staring down the compound of HOWL, not ready for the push-up from behind, and that's going to allow for question mark to rack up an easy double, and now they might just... almost able to find Lassa as well. Actually, here they might. That's, I suppose, one less team you have to worry about if you're DA right now.
Well, the 2-2 split of Yeppa, they're trying to defend that as much as possible. Nixie was actually hit by Gustav as well in the air. Odin gets Keanu. This could be a bit of a disaster, unfortunately, for the Woo. And they're taking some shots and actually able to hit one of them here against Exhalation, who are now bombing it through the middle at the moment. Mexi still against Hello My Bad straight away. Now they're going to be fighting up against HOWL here as they're able to rock up on this dip quite quickly. It's just going to be them two teams isolated in this fight for the moment. But the Mad throws a nade forwards, gets a good shot on iZoom, and absolutely destroys Exhalation's position, even though Hobber throws a nade forwards.
Yeah, gets one with a nade, and because of that, HOWL gets neither of the 2 points that they were hoping for that one. So the boom, solo player left alive here, full exhalation. Trying to make a bit more space. I'm loving the fact that HOWL aren't aggressing, though, while the rest is coming through. Lassa able to play this one safe for now.
It's an important engagement even, though, as well, for Entropiq, I would say, as Mexi was taking those shots through. With the circle moving the way it has, they're either just looking to clean up the teams that are close to them so that they can approach the circle. Yeah, just push this, clean it up, and then eventually your next threat is going to be Acend, of course, but yeah, you could get some kill points here, no problem.
You're fighting your way into this circle regardless, so might as well battle them while they're wounded, and wounded they are. The boom down to just 2 HP, as all of Entropiq has just pulled up right behind him.
They're opportunistic at the moment, or Entropiq. Looking at these kinds of moves, looking at the patience that they're exhibiting as well. This kind of call, to be able to take this fight when those two teams are embroiled in it and kind of simmering in it, is the perfect play. And they're just getting the cleanup here. This is perfect.
No reason to risk more than necessary, as they just backfill here perfectly, I should say. The boom is still within the smoke, and I think Entropiq is well aware of it. Just waiting this one out. They've seen him in cold feed. They know the exhalation aren't eliminated just yet. So wait out that smoke. Throw Molly in there. Take him out. Easy as that.
And, I mean, they're only the 2 alive, but they're going to be able to work their way slowly into the circle because Acend has now moved closer to the middle.
Another team was moved here. Is Navi, AfterAlt, trying to find some of the wounded players to take him down. Indeed, they will. Let's go stuff also. Look at the kill feed right now. All these teams are battling. All the edges are on fire as everyone is trying to make their way further towards the center in this one. FaZe against question mark on the southern side. Wu trying to fight their way forward up towards the northeast. Now 6 teams are within a half kilometer from one another.
It was a big fight as FaZe and question mark as well. These 2 teams, and it will be Jeans cleaning up the rest of it alongside Fex. That is really, really good stuff here for them. Let's see how this goes. Steady does it as Mitralius is sitting, sees the smokes, sees nades come out from that angle as well, and he's going to get absolutely pelted by bullets there for a moment. Melman's even holding that angle with a bit of a big spray. Iron already down. Melman's going to be moving forwards. But Scav! Monarch here! Ooh, like vultures, able to pick up a few here and there.
I mean, 5 points is 5 points. I mean, you're aiming for top 2. You better get every single point you're able to, regardless of how many players you've lost early on in the game. So kudos to Monarch for not just kind of giving up in that one, as it looked pretty dire earlier.
Let's see now what Alia can do for all of this. He's got to heal himself up and somehow push up against Mitralius. Vascu has leapfrogged ahead of this as well. So there is the potential that he can clean up whatever may come out of this. And they're going straight towards Yeppa, who, I mean, if they know that they're here... Whoa, what the? Metabay, though, straight on CCNX, trying to take down a little bit. He will go down himself, though. He was outside the compound to try and take this fight. Yeppa's gone, but Sava might be able to claim this territory.
Full-on pull-up mode activated as Savin, well, they have cleared this compound for Yeppa players, sure, but as you can see, FUT is still around. T-Bone in a 1-3 split from his team is sat here alone with the Famous. I'm a little worried about him being here alone rather than them having maybe a 2-2, but I'm like, either you take the fight to them or you back off completely, but here, sat in a bit of a split as we see Exalt completely butchered in the field.
Charging up nades. What can Chris do with this? He knows that Twisted Minds are very bunched up here with just the 2 remaining. Lots of utility actually being used in on this. Using the smoke as cover to try and move up against it to get a better angle on the windows. Unfortunately, their approach didn't really afford them too much opportunity to hit the compound quite easily. Ooh. And of course, it's the M249, Chris. Of course.
Able to get the first knock. Spiro does go for the rest. Does it spread out? Yes, indeed it does. That's perfectly guaranteed. Should have Spiro dead in just a moment as well. And this is what blue zone nades don't allow you to do. You'll see that as we make our way over to TAEGO in a second. You can't just play flawless lava against those, but you can against the mollies.
Yeah, not too bad. Find yourself some furniture to stand on, some tires, something like that. But I'm still scared of the M249 because Chris with a big weapon is a terrifying prospect.
5 kills already as well. As Acend with still 4 alive, racking up even more. And as we said before, FUT has fully committed to the fight here. Beamy with the Zorn off in hand, able to take down Global Army. Still a few more to go though.
The push as expected coming on up. The FAMAS actually doing a bit of work as well. Finally, Kelly Akai will actually finish off Spiro, but FUT completely. We mentioned it. They needed to dislodge Sarvam. and they made easy pickings of them.
For FUT Esports right now, it's a question of can we outlast that? Can we live long enough for these smokes in the fields to dissipate? Because they are actually the ones with at least a little bit of cover sat down below Beanie. Taken down to half HP. Seen, but Vard swings around the corner and finds Chris.
The perfect start, the perfect opportunity here for FUT to continue capitalizing on all of this. As the circle narrows down, they're going to be closer and closer to Acend. They've got to be careful about exactly when they take those shots, and then if FaZe can actually see them on that cross-circle angle as well. Brexico hits back against Vard.
Three-way fight this one. It's going to go all the way down till the end. Who can find the knocks on what side, and who is going to come up victorious? Right now, it's FUT Esports. Casualties, they're down to 2. Acend able to get the knock, but the rest back up to Chris as T-Bone falls as well. Acend looking really good here in this endgame as Chris reaches kill number 8.
He was able to blast 3 with the M249. If you're good with this gun, you're an absolute monster here. James, though, they don't realize that. I think they don't realize that he's pushed up this close. This is FaZe's ace in the hole. Can they make this work? They see them in the distance, but James needs to be the difference maker.
Sonova gets 2 down to half, but can't get more than that. Gets the 3rd down as well, as he finds one. Correction now picks Sonova, finds Killiakai. This is absolutely huge. The turn of the tide here as Correction finds another. It's a 1v1v2, as FUT falls. It's just one left alive. It's Brexco left alone versus the double. Finds Vex, nothing, gets him! Able to come out victorious against all odds. What the hell?
They are pushing up on it against Fairest. Fairest now, how are you going to deal with it? He's headed up towards the roof, looking for an opportunity to get one. We'll start things off already with the K2. The second one as well. Reinforcements are on the way, Toby.
Yeah. I mean, he should be coming out alive in this one, unless if Ruin has something to say about it. Actually gets him with the nade up high, but Maul locked instantly there to respond, and now it's just him left alive. Ruin in a 1v3.
Oh,
so say that! Oh my god, he got the double! Now it's a 1v1!
Oh my god. If Ruin's able to do this off of that, that is huge. Goes for the K2, shoots through the door, realizing exactly where Fate is. Goes for a nade. Comes out the window! Oh, Fairest! Oh my... Fate as well finishes it off. Fate! That was so close, man.
Look, the average for teams to have to rotate in this match in particular is way above and beyond what we usually see. So everyone's trying to send it towards the center now, and now, well, Monarch might just be one to fall because of it, as Hewitt lands a perfect nade in the middle.
Yeah, brutal way to start this game here, as you say, with everyone trying to really kind of bomb it towards where they need to be. And DA now is going to be just completely circling on this. Drive safe.
Indeed, as he now realizes that there's an entire team set here ready and waiting for him. Luggerux dodging and weaving as best as he can. Actually catches Fix with a nade in hand, but not able to find any damage.
Yeah, only a little bit. It was just kind of a tickling, as it were. And when you catch a player like that and they're charging up some utility, it'd be best to try and get the best trade you possibly can. So whiffing a few of those shots on the spray. James now holding the angle. Curex is sending in some more damage as well. Entropiq is kind of falling apart here at the seams as FaZe is now trying to buckle down on this. There was a lot of blue zone nades coming on in here to try and push Entropiq into uncomfortable locations, corners of this building.
I mean, you baited this happening early on. You said Hosan could potentially get hot. Now we have 5 teams in the city, and it's on the far eastern edge of the circle. So clearly what has become a bit of a... we kind of have to go through here in order to make our way to the circle type spot. And now we're seeing all these teams intertwined.
Your vision through blue zone nades as well is quite impaired. I mean, it's not exactly completely, but you do... The particle effects do cause a little bit of problem with target recognition, as that was going down there for the moment. Melman is actually watching this entire fight going down and just biding his time with his trigger finger, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. What a nade in from Corexi.
Yep, more and more teams starting to close on in, and thus we will see teams eliminated. And in a blink of an eye, FaZe falls for that exact reason. Navi was able to creep ever so much closer. Look at this blue zone nade. How big of an area it impacts.
Yeah, if you're able to get it on the second floor of a building, you can see the entire building getting engulfed by it. Fairest here now, kind of the lone operative in this building, as It is difficult now for them to deal with this. Here comes an aid onto the roof, realizing he's there. The rest of Twisted Minds has been fed this information. Fate needs to provide some extremely good covering fire, but he's going to go down straight away. That would be the ultimate troll. If we call something... If something eventually becomes like the Kingwin dip on TAEGO, and you're just like, why is it called that? Well, you know.
A long time ago, there was this team. Yeah, that would be the thing. Also, we've yet to really coin things on TAEGO. I guess we'll get that from PGS too.
This is a huge push, actually, from Exhalation, just making sure that it can dislodge the Wu and kind of cause no threats towards their backside here, as Quizzy is down. They should be able to get to Boom. Keanu's making an aggressive move for this, though. Maybe that's the opportunity that he needs here to try and clean up that Exhalation double push. But the Global Army, from the distance, we were talking about their lines of sights and how much they can see. I mean, eventually the Wu cleans up. Schiller actually hits Keanu. So whilst the Wu is making this push on Exhalation, there's external threats to the south that are pummeling them.
And the circle shifts up towards the northwest once again here. As now the city is out, and now the entire south is out. And what do they have to play for is going to be what we're about to find out. Because I'd imagine we're going to see a hell of a lot of people die outside what is the new circle. Hello, my bad. Pulls up, knows there's points of grabs, finds the double.
Aug's a big gun, and speaking of Bestalosh, he's in the kill feed as well, getting himself Vascu, as Question Mark moved aggressively from that southwest up to the west side here to try and dislodge Monarch, and then from there probably play the spot where Scav's got himself at, or whatever they want to play on this side of this marsh.
See if Yeppa can claim anything here. They're pulling up towards DA, but stopping just on the other side of BaronPeak. I mean, he's been playing with this bolt all day and continuing to find Nux. We'll see if he can find an additional one. Reaps away, and indeed he does! Odin taken out as BaronPeak just continues to do BaronPeak things.
Navi's rocking up as well here. All of these teams trying to crash into the middle. There's not that many rocks to be able to play from. Melman along with them. The fragger of the team able to take down Yeppa. Cars exploding everywhere. DA is in range of some utility here, so they're going to send over some nades to try and get them down and done.
Yeah, they need to make space for themselves. There's so many teams around them, and if they can deal with DA now, that's going to allow them to spread out and take more control so they don't become nade fighter themselves. See, Marco able to stay alive for the first one. Second two ones blocked off as well. Youth might just be able to get the rest up here.
The problem for the teams in the middle is, unless you're lying down or crouched, there are so many lines of sights for teams like Sarvum and Twisted Minds across from one another. So you've got to be very careful. Lay alone in these areas. That's a bit of a disaster of a blue nade. That could have done so much, but, well, not to be.
Nope, not to be that nade. Nope, should be a double kill. Oh, he finds one. Somehow the second one doesn't fall. I'm not sure if he was hiding behind the corpse of Klim or what happened there. But Ibago is on fire. He will fall in the end.
Yeah, Twisted Minds aggressively pushing out from their safe haven to shut this down. Love it. Absolutely love it. 8 kills on the board here for Twisted Minds. The roof of this house is perfect for BaronPeak. It gives him some cover from 2 angles, and as long as you've got other people covering you on the other side, you're going to be totally fine. The Wu, though, here, being pushed up against by FUT, who are on all angles here. Nixie, he's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, it's really just him sat here. Good thing for him is that Nail is around to help at least a little bit. As Nixie finds one instantly, prones down. As Beamy falls now, just T-Bone here, trying to make the push on forward. Hellsvart further back, but Twisted Minds are getting shot from the shooting from the side. And that's now T-Bone falls too. So while it's just one alive for Wu, he's getting help from 3 different teams and staying alive.
They're so confident about their flex outs from that little town that they were able to take. It's really strong play here from Twisted Minds at the moment. They shut down Navi again. 2 out of 3 games. Twisted Minds has been able to shut down the world champions. As now Nixie here trying to throw nades forwards. He's way out of range for that, though, I think. Somehow he survives against FUT.
Exactly. The fact that he outlives them in this situation in 1v4 is absolutely insane. But again, clear sidelines and teams not knowing exactly where to try and stay hidden from or which angles to prioritize in terms of remaining hidden
14
makes it very difficult to play around. And look at this, as you say, 14 kills, 7 for Lou. Just more shots being peppered as one more connects. Now, the fights. I mean, this is all fights at a very long range right now. No one's really opting to go full aggressive. Luke able to assist, and Batoon's finding the knock onto Mexi. And see them just continuing to pepper Entropiq, not wanting to allow them any sort of this out of the circle.
I don't mind the use of deployable cover, but it sort of makes it absolutely known where you are. Not on the edge of that smoke. Global Army in the distance, going to be shooting at Entropiq as well. I mean, they're dead to rights here. It's so difficult for them to get out of the spot that they're in. Likewise, Acend down towards the south, going to be cleaned up completely here by question mark. Baron Peak with the Bolty. Let's go.
He's just continuing through the smoke now as well. I think Global Army... Oh, does he see Looker Rooks? He's looking at the deployable cover. Perfectix is trying to find it before he does, but right now it's just a contest of who gets it first, and it will be Schiller. Does he go for more ammo? I'm not sure.
See if we can make something happen here. Big spray here from Hearth against Twisted Minds that are going to be pushing up. Perfectix actually falls out. Can they get him back up in time? There is a car fort here, basically, but... Oh, he's stuck in a really rough spot on the wrong side of the car fort. Oh, no.
That is just unlucky for him. They tried to see if they can pick him up through there, but not going to happen. But Toons does help out. Oh. Oh. I don't think he's going to do it. There's just nowhere for him to go. Oh, he's dead. Global Army should be able to find at least the first one and then swap over to the mini. That's pretty much an instant flush. And there you go. First nut comes through. Let's see if Salva makes a play on this.
Yeah, a big move potentially here. They do still have some utility available. They still have some nades. This could be absolutely crucial. Hit Spiro as Lou has to move away from it. Here comes some mollies in as well. They didn't allow any teams to get up close to them to have to utilize the utility. So this is perfect for them as the push is coming through. What is going on here? Spray through the smoke with an Uzi.
You'd imagine that even Twisted Minds at this point are a bit confused by the sounds they're hearing. Lou somehow still alive inside that smoke as he loves to flash and out to try and stay put for even longer. But he's buying time for the rest to come through, buying time for the heals to come through on the side of his players.
Goes for the spray here. Tools with the AUG on the rock, but actually Global Army's already been shutting him down. Petulins is actually done in by Baron Peak as well. It's all on Spiro to try and make this work on out. What a finish here so far. Spiro. Oh no, it's Luke. I mean, it's whatever at this point.
UMP shotgun against the barrel. Now, who will come out victorious? The UMPs prevail as Salvum claims themselves a win on TAEGO with 11 kills. So plenty of teams here with a chance to engage. And now, speaking of engaging, there is AfterAlt, there is Exalt, and Deneman is going to find the first.
A good start, but how much more can they get with it? Fate kind of stuck up here at the moment. Goes for the shotgun to try and hold the stairs. Or is he actually going to try for this res? No, he's going to go for the play. Oh, but Aenan is there, ready and waiting. That's a full cleanup here against the Exalt boys in this building. And they threw on the angle. Ooh, Lou. Very quick reaction times to just duck out of there when Medibay had the peak as advantage. After a few shots, tried to wildly spray at the window, but will not connect. Yeppa is still in this fight, though. Here's Twisted Minds, slowly moving through these buildings. These windows are actually kind of important. Yeah, you can see from window to window through these buildings, even though there's a little gap. So, very important to try and kind of hold those. Medibay, great shot on Perfectix, but he will be hit by a Spiro with a nade.
Yep, knocks on both sides. Usually that's the indicator for third-party teams to want to try and engage on it. But so far no one's eating the bait. The Medibay coming into the rest. They can't really get to Perfectix right now, but Lewis going full aggro on this.
Yeah, actually, it's a smart play here. They might not be expecting this angle. And it's a perfect play! Odin goes down. Now they realize he's up there, so Thendalos will actually take him down for the moment. But again, it kind of opens up the opportunity here for Twisted Minds to be a little bit aggressive. Betulins hits on Thendalos. Voldemort's the only one left up.
All alone on the backside of this. But now, I was just going to say, Exhalation is the team that could potentially engage on this if they want to. And it seems to me like they've opted to do that, at least for now. From a bit of a distance, not fully committing to it. And you have Savim on the like Volcano Hill as well. They could potentially wrap on over here too. There sure is enough chaos unfolding that a third-party team would be invited.
Yeah, it's good shots by Daboom. Sometimes as Twisted Minds there, you're expecting that foliage cover to help you out against the angle that Exhalation had, but just between the leaves was Daboom able to hit that shot on Betulins. And now Medibay slowly poking forwards. Both players know they're here. And it will be Perfectix that's getting the better end of that one.
Had he waited just a split second longer, Medibay would have had Perfectix perfectly flashed, but peaked a bit too soon. A bit of miscommunication on the timing of that engagement there. That's going to be Yeppa down to 2 alive.
Kudos to both teams here. A right scrap trying to get people up and good to go into this fight. But yeah, unfortunately for them, With Twisted Minds still 3 up here. Yeah, but I don't know how well this is going to work. I'm wondering if another player from Twisted Minds tries to make the vault over. Push that angle once again. Blue did it once. It could open things up later on, but they're being patient about it at the moment.
And to make this fight feel even more brutal, even more worthless, the circle has just hard shifted up towards the northwest, which should at least mean that we're going to be miles away from this compound by the end of this game. So both of you, get out of there, see if you can claim better territory, because this ain't worth fighting for no more.
No, definitely not. I mean, this shows why the HOWL move was so important as well against DA, because why would you want to be fighting over that kind of compound? That you can see DA on the move, in the distance. As Voldemort's pushing up against this, there are flashes being charged here for Spiro. Does hit, does actually catch him. He lies down, but it's perfect moves here by Twisted Minds to clean it up. And actually ducks into the bathroom, realizing that the shots are going to come through. That's Twisted Minds here on the 4-for-1 trade. They might be shot at, though. There's a lot of teams in vicinity, and actually the entire lobby starts opening up on them. Will they be able to land in time? Oh, very close to death, but actually gets down.
So far, so good, as now we see Navi kind of trying to send it through the blockade of DA players, and so far, not successful, as Aliyah is taken down.
HOWL is alongside Yaz Pond. He's gone. Nice by Melman. Good cleanup.
So,
yeah.
Well, might allow for the 1 count to come through, as I say that. Marco does go down, and now finally the peaks come over. As Nixie able to find the first, and this is exactly how they wanted to go about it. Find the one in the middle, split them up, and now 2v2, winnable for Wu.
HOWL, they're actually going to get in their cars and try and run away. T-Bone on foot is trying to find and shoot at them wherever he can, but you see, he hears the vehicle, goes for the shots. The stability of this gun is terrifying.
Yeah, it's pretty much a hit scan gun. You just point where you want it to go, and boom.
Oh my.
Little to no bullet drop, and HOWL dismantled.
FaZe now having to deal with Question Mark, who are on the high ground above them. A lot of smokes landing to stem the tide of the aggression that's going to be coming from Question Mark. Misa finally finds T-Bone. FUT's gone in 8th. They were doing quite a bit of work down there, as Lou is going to be falling as well. It's up to Spiro here to try and stay alive, or try and steal whatever he can. He actually already knocks Gustav. That's perfect here for Question Mark.
Yeah, trying to rag up a little extra here. All the help is needed for Question Mark. They want to get this done with fast. They have Entropiq up the hillside who could push down in that direction. And right now they need to deal with them. Nadusi is doing just that. Corrects effects both down. As James is now sat alone, trying to crawl his way up this hill, but it's looking practically impossible at this point.
Here we go. Big shots in from Scav here against Kiliakai as well. That might wound them enough for Question Mark to start pushing up on this. And yes, indeed, they're jumping at the opportunity here. Brexco's going to try and bail. Try and get to another Rock's cover here if you can. Finish off a steal from that. Vascu takes out Brexco as he was trying to move on around.
Honestly, I think that was Kiliakai trying to give the point to Monarch or AfterAlt instead of Question Mark, because they know who they're currently battling with in the top of the leaderboard. And again, top 2 spots. Maybe. We've seen it time and time again go down to just 1 point. The fact that he got knocked from down below and then crawled out in that same open area, he wanted to give that point away to a team that Acend might not think is a threat for a top 2 spot.
As big a threat. Might be the case. Might be the case. Question Mark here is looking for trying to negate the threats, but a big spray coming in from Vascu. He's holding a perfect angle against this. As Dante goes down, likewise so does Phil first. It's all on Bestalosh. What gun does he have today? It's the Groza. What's he going to be able to do with it? It's a good gun, but goes for the spray. It's not going to be enough. Monarch with the win. It's 12 kills going their way after holding down No Lean. It was a perfect opportunity for them to get a win, and they convert. FUT and Question Mark did not take any more shots at each other whilst they were crossing that bridge, so both get away relatively unscathed, but Lazar is very close to Hello My Bad. He's normally hitting the shots, along with Daboom is able to take out Lazar. The rest of HOWL is close, is lurking. They have not been doing well here throughout the day, but Room will take Daboom.
Truly has been quite the miserable start to the finals here at the PGS 2 EMEA Qualifiers. That's Hello My Bad. Pushes on forward. They have the boom knocked down, as you said. Oh, heard footsteps on the other side, but can't connect the single shot despite spraying straight through where Schofield was positioned.
Yeah, unfortunate to not hit any of those. Hello My Bad finishes off the Ruin to get things going. Schofield takes Hello My Bad. It is close right now. Hopper's going to throw in a nade here. This could be collateral damage if he's not careful. But just wanting to get that finish off as quickly as possible. Hit Schofield. probably tells his man to fall back slightly. Exalt could finish this.
Meantime, Matt able to find one. Let's zoom down, and there comes Misa from way down towards the pharmacy, nursery, small hospital, whatever you want to call it. Able to take out the last, and that is once again going to them dealt with in the early game. And well, just to follow, HOWL falls in 15th.
Okay.
I mean, that's what you get for playing up high, I suppose. In the meantime, now Yeppa trying to rotate on their own towards safety.
Oh,
but
hello.
I do see not fast enough on the knock, and there swings one, and just like that, from the vehicle again, Medibay Holmes finds one in return. And Yeppa, while they have 3 knock, might actually be able to get some reses here, but as I say that, all of them light on fire. Medibay, it's going to be quite a task to get them back on their feet now. DA to now know, or at least for now know, they're playing with plenty of space. That's really, really good for them. As Vex now, in the meantime, finds example that should allow for FaZe to push further forward.
Tries for the nade. Slightly off the mark here. Looking for an opportunity to finish off example wherever he can. Ali is trying to swing around a little bit, but Curexi might be the insurance against that in terms of the angles. Depends on how it's going to go down. Mailman's already been spotted behind the rock. Goes for a little bit of a spray. Uber actually hits Gustav. FaZe finishes off example. Mailman on this angle is going to have to weather the storm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gonna try and see if you can wait this one out. I don't think... I mean, I think FaZe at this point, they know. They have to take the fight, especially with Perfectix finding Uber now as well. They know that it's a 4v2 as long as they can get the rest back up to Gustav. Issue is Beamy is creeping in from behind, and a solo player could do so much. And oh, well, here. Really wanted one, but swung too early.
Not enough, not enough. How much more can they do? Navi's really not getting the better end of the stick in some of these games. They are losing out fights to the big dogs constantly, or just having to send through and not really getting much traction from it. Melman is down and alone. Likewise, so is Beamy here, but he's laying in a few shots here and there. Being a cheeky little scamp.
You'd imagine that FaZe is well aware of the fact that FUT Esports is down to just one, which is why I think you're seeing them go full aggressive on this position. They know that there's just one solo player, I should say, sat down here, and as long as they're maintaining control of both angles, it should be practically impossible for Beamy to come out victorious here.
Look at this hold on the angle. Out in the middle of nowhere. Nose is covered against everything else. Just hold the right side of the rock. Somebody else hold the left. You ain't doing
they're respecting
anything.
it. I like it, not just, you know what, YOLing with pants in the hand, pushing forward.
Sure.
Also clear that they don't want to waste too much utility on this. They just want to get him dealt with. Clean sweep, there you go. Teams finds him with the SLR. Now they can turn around. Now they can turn their attention to the center of the circle.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see as nail up here. Oh, completely dodging the damage from that nade. More utility thrown on down here. They know time is against them here. They have to make something happen. Fit in the distance, getting himself metabated. So Yeppa is done. And how much can they get done here? Look, that's a peek over, but it's very ambitious. Aenan instantly blasts him.
Denied on approach, as AfterAlt does have to prone down and heal this one out. Oh, just a centimeter close, and that would have been Daniman down. But only 11 damage done. And now Lyron from far down into the runway, able to do damage from up high as well. Let's look, Rooks. This is very difficult for both of these teams to try and make happen, but somehow Entropiq are the ones coming out victorious.
Whoever wins this, though, is going to get pushed by Acend very quickly. They're on encroaching. Here they come with the nades as well. They realize that they can get a full cleanup on all of this. Even some of the nades actually just bow down into some of these little crevices. So Entropiq, yeah, you might have won the majority of this war, but here comes the killing floor.
Yeah, because they're not faster about it, they both will fall in the end of this one.
Oh my. He's been so quiet.
He has no clue, and now he does, but it's too little too late, and what a timing as well, as they lose one more. This might just allow for Quizzes to run back, and indeed it does.
No.
That's a good nade.
Oh, Kiliakai, what a great move against that wall. He's got 3 himself. Again, putting in work for you. Quizzy's gone, so that actually alleviates the pressure here that Ascend's going to be facing from that snake. Oh, well.
Yeah. Well, let's see now, as DA were the ones to claim that ridgeline. If they can take the fight proper to FaZe. So far, a 1-for-1 trade. Teams is down to low HP, though, but so is Scope Marco. They both have to prone down, both have to heal on up, as nades are now being lopped each way.
Yeah, for DA, as much as they felt like they had to kind of make this move and try and control the high ground, at the same time, you're kind of putting yourself in the lion's den here with some of these teams up towards the top. But it could work out all right. Fex is actually taking fights on multiple fronts now. shutting down Spiro. That's great for them. There's only one left for Twisted Minds. But now, shutting down DA is of the utmost importance.
Yeah. They need to deal with him, and they need to deal with him now.
Acend?
One on his feet as Acend has started to cross on over. That's what I was saying before. They really wanted a foot in on the western side, and with FaZe forced to take the fight to DA and them not being able to execute it as fast as they would have wanted, things are turning around for them. As I say that, here they come driving on forward, 3 in a car. Not optimal, but see if I can get back.
Usually the buttons they are pressing are Shift W, but for the moment here, they're looking very good in the center of the circle at the moment. Fectic's taking the fight against Exalt. Exalt actually is shut down completely.
Once again, the speed has slowed down a bit. That's what I like with Acend. There was a time where when they went aggressive, when things started going their way, they just, like, they were sharks in the water spilling blood everywhere, and they just kept on pushing to their own downfall.
I think Kiliakai knows that's the problem. I think Kiliakai has been keeping an eye on this ever since he eliminated Fex on this angle. He's been sat down here and does realize that that is currently encroaching. If they get an arm knock straight away, then the door's fully open. Rexco, on Lyron, straight away. Hearth will trade against it. It's 2v3 at the moment.
Yeah, the thing is, every trade that goes 1-for-1 here is a trade in DA's favor, as they are the ones outnumbering the opposition. So here comes the Turkish team pushing on forward, but Kiliakai is still not out of this one. Micah still hasn't found the angle from where he's fully, I'd say, effective down here, but it's a 2v2 now. 13 kills and counting for Acend, but they want even more as Hewith finds Kiliakai.
It's all on Micah, who's not been able to do too much here compared to the rest of the boys during this game, but he's looking for it. Hearth will actually have information now because the down player goes for the spray, able to get it, but it's not enough. DA does round it out. The numbers difference impactful here for Digital Athletics.
Forcing teams to play a bit alternative than what they used to. And speaking of alternative, that is... Does he get to run away with that? Nope. Last side's turning around.
Let's see how much he can do.
And nope.
Oh.
Once against the Yeppa. I'm sorry, but I mean, things are only random so many times.
Is it even going to stay south of the river is another question that a lot of these teams are going to be asking themselves. But for now, a lot of teams are pitched up on the south side here. And cars hit into cars. That could actually be terrible. Oh no, as Ruin and the Mad actually go down.
Tries to get the flush on him too, but can't quite stop here in the middle of the open to claim it. As you can see, multiple teams shooting at them on their transition. In the meantime, Example running on forward. They have no casualties, but also no kills so far.
Yeah.
Navi up against FaZe.
Honestly, I kind of like it by some. We can talk about it in a moment. Big crash coming on through here, as well as Exalt pushing here on towards DA, as well as Monarch, but they're going to get absolutely obliterated on this push through. Exalt goes down. And meanwhile, Yeppa's also making a big send through as well. It's getting chaotic here.
Yep, sure is. Full speed in towards the river they go. They want to stop down on the shoreline, but there ain't a whole lot of shoreline to stop on. Those rocks are not going to grant you all that much cover, especially not with AfterAlt on one side and FUT Esports just on the other side of the bridge now.
They're getting sandwiched completely here. Navi cannot catch a break. They're either fighting Twisted Minds or fighting FaZe or fighting both at the same time. Because now Uber here is down. The person that is normally that tip of the spear here for Navi, really kind of moving forwards, is not able to make something happen. Alia goes down. The Navi's getting completely destroyed, completely crushed by the compactor here that is Twisted Minds and FaZe.
It's just as if they're playing without that kind of oomph factor. They're not playing as daringly as normally. They're not dictating the kind of the space around them, not forcing teams to either die to them or leave. They're just kind of sitting around, allowing other teams to do what they wanted, and in doing so, getting picked apart. And now, if Example can survive this one, cannot, and that's face out. And circle swings north. This circle is absolutely horrendous, and one of the few teams who are really being happy with this shift is Savim. They parachuted up towards the north side compound, hope that it was going to go their way, and now it has a doozy. You're seeing so much damage coming through, but only now are the knocks coming through, as well as Phil first finds the double.
Phil first, what a prodigy, man, able to hit these shots the way he does. As Exhalation here, just caught in a terrible, terrible position. You make a rotate because you know that there's so many teams on your side of the circle. Screw it. We don't know any information about what's going on in the north. Let's just make it anyway, and it does work out. But FaZe is gone. Twisted Minds prevail here once again on day number 1.
This bridge is truly becoming a quite the interesting hotspot for these teams, and I don't think any of them would have wanted to be around here at all.
Oh, everybody's jumping off like lemmings into the chasm. There goes Monarch. So now they're going to be the next ones to be shot at, probably by question mark, as Dante's going for the swim. This is smart in terms of transitioning against this if you don't want to be seen for the moment and come up with a surprise attack. But a doozy is just laying in the shots anyway.
The EMEA is withstanding all the pressure despite there being 5 teams around, and nice to say that he does fall. Right. As Vasco is able to find him, but still plenty more teams to be dealt with. Not often times that we see water play coming in, especially in the later parts of the game. But Nixie peeks on over, finds Yeppa. That's one snake dealt with. Still 2 more to go.
What absolute carnage location we've just seen. I mean, the Woo still alive as 4 here, who were one of the teams that gambled big. Monarch's gone. Still hitting the shots wherever he may go. He is in the blue now, though, so he's going to try and heal up through these smokes. But, I mean, it's all but assured in terms of destruction here for question mark. Both of them will go down to the blue. And likewise, that nade might even hit a doozy. Yes, it does. He can't heal through that. He'll be done. And that's question mark out.
All the top teams are eliminated. This is the chance for the teams further down the list to really get it back up there on the leaderboard.
Been a quiet game for Entropiq. No kills on the board just yet, but they've got quite the spread, and they'll probably be sending it forwards towards Mexi to get things going. That being said, though, that's going to be caught in between the firing lines here. Global Army is now bombarding the position of the Woo, and Mexi's even taking some shots at Quizzy as well. Stolen away by BaronPeak. The Woo gets killed off as fast as they enter the circle here. And now it's going to be up to these 3 teams to jostle for position. 4v4v4.
Rooks needs to go downhill, maybe gain some speed, and then try and wrap around. We'll see if he comes out victorious here. Not with the shots that we saw him hit just before. I doubt he's going to make it anywhere near Mexi's position. Nope, not happening at all, as half the server is trying to take him out, and then AfterAlt will claim the point. So Entropiq still alive with Mexi, but AfterAlt now knowing they have done as much damage to Entropiq as they could prior to now having to make the move. And they're actually doing so before having to.
I like this.
We'll see if that comes out victorious. I like this. Keep one behind. Use the bait for the vehicle and take him out.
Wait, is he the BMX master? Was he the one avoiding the molly in the wizard tower? He's the BMX god. Danimon. What a legend. And he actually, I mean, look at this angle. It's opened up so many possibilities for them. This is AfterAlt to absolutely smash.
Clem has 9 bullets left total. He has 3 nades, and they better work for him, because if they won't, then he's going to be in trouble. Good thing is that nade right in the middle. A lot of damage done. Oh, Sheila, you got to watch out. One more take from Blue. You're going to fall, but the Clem with a double nade does not need bullets to come out victorious as he finds the 3rd as well. And AfterAlt, with 11 kills, come out victorious.